Alright, you're still watching AM Sports, coming your way from NTA Sports 24. Earlier, I told you we'll be putting a spotlight on the Nigeria Shooting Sports Federation, and I'm glad to let you know that we've got him live in the studio here. That's the president of the Nigeria Shooting Sports Federation, Commodore Shetima Mohammed. Nice to have you on the show, sir. Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much.
Finally. You know, quite beautiful to see. You came into office last year. That was October. And of course, this will be your first time of appearing on this show. So let's first say congratulations on emerging the president.
Thank you very much.
But it was not an easy run, because in fact, I think that is the only federation where they had election like twice. You know, it was off and on, you know, everything. But how was it like finally emerging the president of the federation?
We actually had 8 electoral reruns, which was a history by itself. But I think emerging as president is a humbling experience. It tells you the competency of the incumbent and also the challenges that you will face based on your performance too. So it's a humbling experience, and I'm happy, of course, that I emerged as president, and I'm also ready to face the challenges of taking the federation forward.
Quite interesting. Just like we always see in any form of politics, and of course post-politics, they will say, you know, after elections, you know, elections are over. Now what we're to concentrate on is to, you know, get everybody to come to the table, and we make, you know, the federation, you know, progress. How's that been? Have you been able to reach out to all parties, and are you together now?
Yes. My first speech, I told them the election has come and gone, and what is left now is for us to drive the process of establishing a federation we will all be proud of. I'm happy to say that all the stakeholders have come on board. We are not politicians in that context, so we've come and support each other.
All right. For you, immediately after getting into office, what was, you know, the first port of call for you? What did you feel it was the first thing that was necessary to fix from the get-go?
You know, shooting is not popular in Nigeria. And some of these things could be attributed to the way we view things with guns in our culture, and also the security situation in the country. So one of my priorities, I thought, first is to review the constitution and align it with what Nigeria looks like.
Okay.
Then begin to engage critical stakeholders outside the sporting community. For instance, I paid a courtesy visit to the Director General of the National Center for Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons. So you see, this is to tell him that there's a federation like this that exists constitutionally, and its members are mandated to carry certain caliber of guns. And you will be surprised that that was the first time he was hearing about us.
Unbelievable. Wow. Quite interesting, because what you've said, you know, you've been able to quickly fix are very fundamental. Because if you don't fix that, no matter what you do, we've seen so many federations that's what they are battling. These people say, no, it's supposed to be next tomorrow. These people say it's supposed to be today. Because it's not clearly written anywhere that this is the way to go. And of course, the other one too, because once if you are in a meeting or you're seeing anybody, and you know you're with shooters, the first thing you hear is that, where's my weapon? So you now be like, hey. So if you're a stranger to them, you now be like, weapon here. And maybe they said I should come and see something like sports and all that, which is quite beautiful to see. Those things that you've been able to do are quite instructive. For you, you know, I'm sure, you know, in any office in Nigeria, when anybody gets there, you see that, okay, it does look like, I felt this was big when I was outside, but getting inside, it does look like it's bigger. Did you experience that when you got to the office?
Certainly. It's natural, because you always see the grass greener, they say, when you're
on the other
outside.
side.
So when I came on board, I thought I was going to see a structured system and everything is just plug and play. But it requires some ingenuity to really get into the crux of the matter. Then don't forget, it was a highly contested election.
Yes.
So the expectations were high, and the situation on ground does not reflect that effort to which you were contesting to come and control. But by and large, I think it was a good foundation we have, and we'll just need to build on it.
All right, quite beautiful, because, I would just also like to ask you, because we do know that, looking at these, just like you said, knowing that this Rome wasn't built in a day, so it's going to be baby steps, with, intentional steps to achieve all these things. But for you, what do you think are the things that need to really be addressed within the next 2-3 years when it comes to the Federation?
What we are doing now, you see, like I told you from the onset,
yes,
shooting in Nigeria
is not relatively known,
or any other activity, other than security purposes, it's not recognized by the majority of Nigerians. So one of my priorities, in addition to realigning the Constitution now, which we have completed, I have been paying courtesy visit to key stakeholders. I told you I visited the Director General National Center for Control of Small Arms. I'm also privileged to visit the Minister of Defense. I've also met the Chief of the Naval Staff, and I have also the Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Air Staff, and the Inspector General of Police.
That's big. All
of them, we have written letters to them, including other security agencies like the Directorate of State Service, that's the DSS, yes, the Correctional Service, the Immigrations. Now, why am I focusing on these people? These are natural users of weapons. So this is their ecosystem. But they have some retirees as well, who are now part of the general public. So we want to go to the natural users, bring them, because this is their already a known terrain for them. By the time we use them in the Federation, people like you that are not associated with shooting before now will understand that it is not purely a military or a paramilitary activity. There is a sport. And if I may also add, one of my key objectives is that in line with the President's grassroots development, we want to engage the grassroots through this military apparatus, because unlike other source of employment out there where you will have to speak good English or have a certain academic qualification, sport gives everybody equal opportunity.
Yes.
And shooting, more than any other one, I think gives you clearly your competence. Only in shooting that you will fire and they will see your fall-off shot and they will say you are good or you are not good. But in other sporting activities, they will say maybe upside or this or that, all sort of, but shooting is very straight to the point. So we believe through shooting, we'll create job opportunities for our teaming youths.
I think that's quite beautiful, because, just like you said, all these stakeholders that you've been able to reach out to, and also, I saw that you visited also the president of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa,
yes,
our Major General Mekano. I think that's quite beautiful to also see. I just want to ask you, from this set of people, what has been the response? How has been the feedback?
Oh, super. In fact, for Major General Mekano retired, we already wrote an MOU between the Shooting Federation and the OMSA. So we are going to have collaboration that will help develop shooting sports, not only in Nigeria, but across Africa. He is the president for the African Military Sport Association. And additionally, we've also written to NUGA. So hopefully shooting for the first time will be part of university games. And in fact, the ongoing Para Games, the third African Nigeria
National Para Games, yeah.
National Para Games that is ongoing. For the first time, shooting has 17 states participating. The last time was 6 states. So you can see from 6 to 17, that means our strategy is working in that we are engaging those states that before now were not interested in a sport like shooting. So we are moving steadily, and I think we are on track.
You know, one would just wonder, you've just been a little bit, a little above 5 months in office, and you're already reeling out your achievements like you've been there for 4 years. I think this is quite beautiful. And you made mention of something, because we do know no matter what you achieve at the national level, if you don't get to the grassroots, and of course, you're just not doing the job well, because the foundation, it will look like it's shaky. You just mentioned grassroots. How do you approach to it? How do you plan to approach this grassroots discovery and, of course, functioning of of shooting in Nigeria?
You see, grassroots engagement is not an easy task if you want to look at it from that angle of having to go down to the lowest level. But if you look at it as having a system that creates opportunity for anybody that wants, like engaging NUGA now, the university games, is a step towards engaging grassroots. We also are in discussion with the national schools, secondary schools sports federation also, to also take it a bit lower to engage the youth. And the meeting I've had with the service chiefs, like the chief of the naval staff and the minister of defense, we want to bring in veterans from the military. These people have dependents. These people have relatives that are no longer purely from the military cycle. So by the time you start engaging them, you will see that you are giving the sport the needed visibility. And that visibility creates, let me say, awareness and interest. So we want to conduct regional shooting tournaments across Nigeria, amateur regional shooting tournaments across the 6 geopolitical zones with the support of the military, paramilitary, and of course Major General Maikano. From that military regional level, we'll take it up to national level. From the national level, we'll take it to continental level. And presently, everything has been put in place.
Wow.